You gotta, no, you starting off with that. No, get that out of here. Get that out of here. Oh man. So
Oh
this is
wait,
gonna.
are we talking about Obi-Wan or are we talking about Captain
So
Marvel?
this is going to be more of an interesting discussion here because we are actually going to be talking about both. So we're going to be talking about Obi-Wan. So far, it's from we are 5 episodes deep. We have the finale next week. So we're gonna stop. We're gonna talk about Obi-Wan right now, and then
All right.
afterwards we're gonna talk about Miss Marvel. And Miss Marvel has gone 2 episodes down. The media, like those great review channels that are out there, they've gotten to see like 3 episodes of it, but we,
Mm-hmm.
the public, have seen 2. So I wanted to talk about Obi-Wan, and this is like I'll have an overall review of the series once they're all done. But I wanted to join you. I wanted us to talk about a little bit about both series that are happening or releasing at the same time at this point. First of all, thank you guys for joining us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would really help out the channel. Like the video, put your comments below. We're going to be talking spoilers for both series so far. So if you haven't seen Obi-Wan episode 5 or any of the Obi-Wan episodes or Miss Marvel, the first 2 episodes, then you probably want to come back after you watch those episodes. And they're out right now at Disney Plus. They come out every Tuesday night.
To
So
the
if you
night.
guys, every Tuesday night. Also, shout out to Tupac. Tupac's birthday was today. I got my repping my Pac shirt that I went to the museum. So if you guys haven't seen my short, you guys can check out my short of me being at the museum for a little bit and rocking to the beat. So all right, let's talk about Star Wars, man. I mean, Star Wars. Disney Star Wars, a lot of people are not a fan of, but a lot of people were looking forward to the Obi-Wan series. You have Ewan McGregor back. You got Hayden Christensen back. You got Darth Vader coming back. You have all these nostalgia feels for the prequels and also a little bit for, well, mostly the prequels, I would say. Mostly the prequels. So right now, we've gone through 1 through 5. I just really want to discuss last episode. We could sprinkle in our thoughts of like the other episodes, but so so episode 5 in the overall series. How are you feeling so far going into which I think I didn't read the time of the how long the Obi-Wan finale is going to be. I heard it's going to be pretty bonkers in length. How are you feeling about the series, man?
Look, to me, the show, episode 6 is gonna be what makes it or breaks
Yeah.
it, because I've been telling you that all I cared is that rematch and the rematch between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, Anakin. That's all
Mm-hmm.
I care about. Now, they fought in episode 3. It wasn't really a fight. That wasn't a fight. That was Obi-Wan surviving Anakin.
Uh-huh.
He was like, that was a one-sided fight, you know? So
Got his ass kicked.
if that
Straight out got
is
his
the
ass kicked.
only like fight that we see between them two,
Mm-hmm.
the show, I don't care how good everything else was, the show is a disappointment to me, because when they announced Obi-Wan, they specifically said, like, at the end of the sentence, I remember they specifically said, and they hyped it up this way, that we're gonna see the rematch of the century. Now, when they said that, I was like, all right, that's all I want from this show. Just give me the rematch of the
Mm-hmm.
century. Give me the. I don't know how long their fight was in episode 3, but I that was my favorite part of like the whole prequels, right? Episode 1, 2, 3. My favorite part was their
Oh,
fight.
yeah, yeah. That fight was like freaking so long too.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a good like maybe 8 minutes if you just like edit it down just the fight itself.
Yep,
Like,
it was
but
long.
it's still, I think when I came out of episode 3, like the one thing I did remember was the fight itself. And even though it
Yep.
was maybe too long I think they could have cut it shorter. I thought it still was badass. I thought the choreography was great. I thought the spinning of the lightsabers and then just the whole
And the
duel.
music, the score
Mm-hmm.
was hitting. Yep, the
Now,
cinematography was hitting. The fight was hitting.
don't get me wrong though.
The
I'm still one of the
emotion.
people. I'm still one of the people that says the prequels are terrible. They're not very good. There is a lot of ideas and great stuff in it, but there's a
Yep.
lot more bad in it. But one of those was as much as the fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin was in episode 3, that was great. Choreography, music, all that stuff, John Williams killing it again. The problem I had with that fight was there still was no, Obi-Wan in A New Hope goes, Anakin was a good friend, and like reminiscing of Anakin, but we never really got that in the movies. You get in a Clone Wars their friendship and their master and student, but when it came to the movies, there was really no weight to that fight too much because I think I would have liked a lot more scenes with those guys bonding throughout the whole series. But I I, I digress. I mean, yeah, the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in was it episode 3 of Obi-Wan?
I want to say it was episode 3
I think it was
because
episode.
episode 4 was like the infiltration episode, the stealthy episode,
Yes, so
and
episode 3.
then episode 5 was the last one. So episode 3 was their encounter. So yeah, that's for me. Everything hinges on if they fight again or not. Episode 6, because I really want to see them go at it again.
I don't think it's
If
gonna
we
happen.
don't, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, at first I really thought it was gonna happen. Now, after watching episode 5, I don't know if it will happen. I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know why it ended. The last shot of episode 5 was Luke. Um, we'll see, but I'm enjoying watching the episode. Like, it's it's a good way to spend a good 40 minutes. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm not forcing myself to watch it. I do want to watch it, so
Yeah,
I
it's
don't dislike it. I'm intrigued by it. I really want to see that fight.
I just don't think it's gonna happen. And then I think this show is really sloppy. And I think Deborah Chow, I gave her a chance. There were some shots I liked, some things I liked about her direction and stuff.
She
But
was a
my God,
director.
she's a director. She's a director of
Okay,
this whole series. Her name is Deborah Chow. I think that's a mistake. I think of having one person direct like a lot of these episodes. I think they should have had like what the Mandalorian does, like what Bryce Dallas Howard comes in for a couple episodes. Do not get Robert Rodriguez in any of this, any of
they
these
should have
episodes.
they should have had D&D come over and
Oh
film
God,
and
what's ooh? Did you hear that news? Oh my God, Jon
I didn't
Snow,
hear it. What happened?
Jon Snow sequel in the works.
Oh,
We'll talk about that another day
interesting.
because I
Yeah,
really got to dive into
I'm gonna
that
go
probably
read
tomorrow.
about that.
I think tomorrow I'm going to dive into that. But we're talking about Star Wars. And
Yeah,
listen, man, like it's I think this Deborah Chow cannot direct actors. So we had this whole like racism thing for I forget what her name is, but it's Reva, the actress who plays
oh
Reva,
yeah, the third sister.
the third sister. And I think it's not necessary. I don't want to say it's her fault because I haven't seen her in any other stuff, and I heard that she's really good actress. But my God, like her acting and this character, I do not like. And I just think the acting is really bad for her. It's gotten better. It was worse in the beginning. It's gotten a little bit
Yep.
better towards the end of the series. But the direction, I think it's on Deborah for directing her. And some of the overall acting in here is not that great. Of course, Ewan McGregor is great. Hayden Christians, I think he was good for the flashbacks. It was nice to see him. I
That that
don't
was
don't
crazy.
dude, that de aging though was a fail. I
I
was like,
know.
dude, this is Hayden, like
The
right now at his age. Like he
uh
should be way younger than it. Like he looks
uh
good. They both look good for their age, but the de aging on that on that particular flashback was so bad.
that was supposed to be at least 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
like I said, Hayden looks great. He still looks the same, but you could tell he's a little bit older. But he looks
Yeah,
great.
he looked more mature. Yeah, he looked fine to
Yes,
me. Like
he
like
looked
the guy
fine.
looks fine, but
I'm
the
not gonna
character looked way older. It is
the,
what it is, though.
way older. And I think the Obi-Wan, I think it was Ewan's wig. I think it was a wig. It looked terrible. Like he looked terrible. Obi-Wan looked terrible. I'm not gonna fault him for the de aging thing though. It's fine. I think like you get cool moments in this series, but then like you get pulled back with the stupid moments. So, i.e., episode 5, right? You get Darth Vader coming in, kicking ass. You get him force holding the ship, brings it down too, and starts ripping it apart, which is pretty dope. He gets
That was
played a little
dope.
bit. You get
Yep.
that, but then you get another scene where there's like 1,000 stormtroopers with Reva. Is it Reva or Reva? It's Reva, right?
Yeah, Riva, I
Re-
think.
Reva, yeah, you get like 1,000 stormtroopers with her. She knocks down the barric or the door, and like literally Obi-Wan and this crew are like standing right there. And the stormtroopers, like, there's a lot of stormtroopers, and they're firing. And I know stormtroopers can't hit for shit, but Deborah's camera work and her angles and how she shoots it, it looks ridiculous. It's kind of like the same thing when Princess Leia was getting away from everybody, and
Yep.
these shots are just not working because it's making it your the trick as a director is to hide a lot of things that would be ridiculous, right? To hide
Hmm.
some of that stuff. But the direction in this, she's not hiding it. So when I see 1,000 stormtroopers shooting at these Obi-Wan who has a lightsaber, but everybody else doesn't, and they're just backing away and they're really kind of standing there, they're not really taking too much cover. It's really, really bad. Like they should have been all slaughtered except maybe Obi-Wan. I thought that was a horrible shot. I thought that was a horrible sequence. I think the characters are really bland. They're not like awful, but they're kind of bland too. And to give this much work to, I'm not gonna knock on the little girl who plays Princess Leia. She does have great moments, and then sometimes she's a kid. But to have her like, I guess be as she was smart from the get go, like wiring, like I really have an issue with Leia being with Obi-Wan. This is a big issue for me because it's just it doesn't it doesn't make sense. So when you go back and watch A New Hope, or like when Ben Obi-Wan dies in that movie, she comforts Luke, but she doesn't shed a tear herself. She doesn't even mention that unless they wipe her memory at the end of this season, that then it'll make sense. But for now, like her not knowing who this old man is, Ben or Obi-Wan, it's a very big continuity error. It's huge. And it doesn't need to be that way because the movies are right there. And I think one of the showrunners stated that he didn't even really watch Revenge of the Sith. So what are they
It's
doing
funny.
over there at Disney? So that's my major issue. The series the episode and the series as a whole has been okay. It's been okay. I just it's not god awful. It's not like Halo that came out in Paramount. It's not like Mayans, which I've been covering season 4. But it's not good. It's not like excellent. And I think Obi-Wan, I think we all agree that Obi-Wan could have been an excellent series. We still have one more episode left, but I really don't think I just feel like everything's really rushed too. Like the Reva thing with her, like we all knew she was like the little girl. We all knew she was in Order 66. Like that wasn't a big shock. I think her trying to kill Vader was very stupid. I think that the
Yeah.
whole line is very dumb. What do you think
I
about all
think
that?
to me, the only problem I had was why didn't Vader kill her? Like, is she really gonna survive two encounters? One with Anakin
Right? Why
and then
did he,
one
why
with
did
Vader?
he leave her there? Why
Yeah.
did the Inquisitor leave her there?
Or no, well, like you can leave her there, but make sure she's gonna die. Like
Yeah,
God,
I
they just
know, right?
literally just stabbed her. Like she survived the first time. Well, was she stabbed the first time? She said she was right, and then she just pretended like she was dead.
Uh,
That's what I feel like.
that's what
That's
I
how I
got.
remember it.
That's what I
Yeah.
got because they do a flashback, so she gets
Mhm.
stabbed by Vader, and then it cuts to the present, and she gets stabbed by Vader. She has a lot of plot armor. That
And
stab.
you see, if so, now is she gonna come back? Are they gonna make a season two? I feel like my stepdad told me they're gonna make a season two, so is she gonna be in
That's what I
that?
heard. That's gonna be a season 2.
But you see, I was like, if Vader kills her right here, then I don't mind the character at all anymore because maybe they wanted to make her dislikable so that when Vader kills her, it's like, oh, like thank God she's dead, right? But
Maybe.
she didn't die, so that's they don't. I feel like they were trying to make her likable. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't have a problem with her trying to kill Vader because sometimes rage blinds you, right? I mean that I feel like that was that kind of like the theme of the episode was when you're too focused on something, tunnel vision, you can't see the bigger
No, no,
picture.
no, no. Yeah,
And
exactly. The flashbacks and tying
mhm.
into the back and forth. That was good. That was good. I like that. Yeah, you're right.
But it
You're right.
applied to not only Vader but her as well.
Especially her.
Um,
Yes.
yep. So like I didn't mind her trying to like kill Vader. Plus, it gave us
Or
a dope
or
scene
it
with him, you know.
it also applied to Obi-Wan, who
Hmm.
Obi-Wan bested Anakin at the end. He does that once again
Yep.
with the plan of one ship like acting like that's the one they're at, and then the other one going off, which is kind of funny because everybody's like, oh, so I guess he got tired again. Because remember, he literally just let them walk when Obi-Wan got saved. You know, when he was getting dragged into the fire, and everybody's
Hmm.
like, "Oh, why didn't he just use the Force to grab his ass and bring him back in there?" And then this is another one where after he gets done destroying the first ship, why didn't he use the
Yeah.
Force to get the
To
other ship? Yeah,
to me, I felt like it was just because he doesn't have unlimited force. If he must have drained a lot to stop that
the
shit.
so funny.
That's
Yeah, they were like,
so
"Oh,
that's
they're
what I
like,
got
oh,
from it.
the Force meter went down, and
Hmm.
he had to
Hmm.
recoup it."
Yep. His
Oh,
force gauge.
his Force gauge. Yeah, yeah. The other thing that's really dumb is like, so he gets a message from uh, uh Leia's
Owen? Oh no,
stepdad.
not Owen. Yeah,
No, no,
the
not Owen. Owen's the uncle.
not yeah.
Jimmy Smits, basically. He gets a message from Jimmy Smits, and it's really stupid for him to send a message like that, telling him, "I haven't heard from you. I'm going to the boy, Owen." And then, of course, who gets that message at the end? Reva.
You see,
Obi-Wan drops it, of
but that's what
course.
I don't understand. It's like, so what if she gets it? Is she gonna go try to hunt Luke?
Probably. Probably.
You see, my my
She
stepdad
should be
was saying
dead.
that he thinks if there is a season two, it's gonna focus on Darth Maul, and maybe she'll team up with Darth Maul. Um, which I feel like if they reveal that he's alive at the end of the Han Solo movie, then it's for a bigger reason. And when they first announced Obi-Wan, I was actually more expecting it to be Darth Maul until they said we're gonna get the rematch between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Um, but yeah, there's no way I see that. I don't see Darth Maul coming out of nowhere in the last episode, but maybe as a tease for season two, who knows?
I
But
think Darth Maul is being saved for Ahsoka.
oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that in the Clone Wars they did fight a little bit, right?
Yeah, and I don't know how well in the Grand Inquisitor is alive, which
Oh yeah, I
everybody
was happy that he was alive. I
I
kind of
didn't want
liked him.
it would have it yeah, I mean no, it's great that the Grand Inquisitor cuz he's in Rebels, right? And
All
Rebels
right.
is supposed to be canon through all this.
Uh
So
huh.
for Darth Maul to come back, like Darth Maul dies in Rebels. He
Mm-hmm.
dies. Old man Obi is still watching over Luke, and then Darth Maul finds him after like a lot of seasons and a lot of things that happen in the season. He finds him, and then Obi-Wan slices him. They have their little duel, and it's a very quick slice death, and it's really nice. It's really great. You know, Darth Maul is kind of like avenge us basically. So if they do a season two of Obi-Wan and they bring Darth Maul into it, I guess they technically can because he has been running around during that time. But it's like I hope they don't like try to retcon Rebels, but I don't think they are if they brought the Grand Inquisitor back, which I don't know how he's alive. A lot of people are speculating he's a clone, but like if he really looked pretty dead, pretty dead with that stab. But then again, Reva is alive from a stab, so the one thing I liked about the episode too was the it reminded me of Rogue One a lot. Was the robot fighting and then dying,
Oh
and
yeah.
then Talia sacrifices herself. She actually could have been a really good character. I just felt like there wasn't enough time for her. She's a very okay. She's dead, but I think there could have been something there where I would have cared a lot more. Um,
Yeah, I cared more
I
about the robot dying. The robot that cannot speak. I cared more about the robot dying than her.
Yeah, it was the same like Rogue One, right? Rogue One, you cared
Yep.
about the robot more than any of the other guys.
Yep.
That seems to be the problem. That's like the problem with
Hey,
Star Wars Disney.
my favorite Star Wars character is C-3PO though, so I don't know. It's just there's something about the droids.
You're like probably the only one that says his favorite character is C3PO. You're
Hey,
like the
but
only one that says that I've heard say that in
yeah,
anything, any
C-3PO,
media, anything. My favorite
my favorite
droid
character.
is actually not R2D2. I love my boy R2D2, but my favorite droid, and he was at Star Wars Celebration with Rosario Dawson. He's going to be in Ahsoka with Sabine and Ezra, a live action one, even maybe a Thrawn, which I'm super excited to see Thrawn in live action. But my boy Chopper. Chopper is going to
Mm.
be in live action form. Finally, he's going to get that respect, baby. I need to go to Star Wars Land just to get they have him over there so I could just buy him as a droid. I love Chopper. I love that little menace. I love that little murderer. He almost killed. He tried to kill another droid, which was hilarious.
I think I've
Uh,
seen a clip of that.
I love Chopper. Chopper is
He's
my
an orange
favorite.
droid, right?
Yes, he's the orange
All right,
droid, and
yeah.
he's such an asshole, and I love him. I love him to
Hmm.
death. So I have a lot of Chopper. I have a couple of Chopper stuff around. Chopper's my boy, man. Like I love R2D2, but Chopper's my boy. Like Chopper is more of an asshole than R2D2 for sure. So I love that we're getting Chopper in live adaptation form. So this Obi-Wan series, man. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get the fight, which is really funny because they've been promoting the hell out of that artwork, right? Like the little, it looks like Mustafar, looks like Obi-Wan in his little cloak and Darth Vader, and they have a little clash. You see it everywhere. I don't necessarily see another epic like because it wouldn't make sense either. Because we're it's the timeline that's been happening in these episodes, it's literally like a day. Like a day, like
Hmm.
2 days. How is Obi-Wan going to be different from when he fought him the first time in the series to again? He'll get
He's not.
smacked again. He's
Yeah.
he's he's not, which is funny because in Rebels when he does fight Darth Maul, he's so in tune with himself. And this is my mainest problem. This is my biggest problem, man. Is why wouldn't he still be training? The point is he's watching over Luke, right? For anybody to try to go after him, attack him. So you're telling me this guy who is sole purpose is to watch over Luke and to protect him from any harm or danger does not train whatsoever to do that. What was he going to do if the Inquisitors did find Luke? What was he going to, because he was going to get his ass kicked cuz he's not very good in this series. That's my main issue. Like when I listen to like reviewers and all that stuff talk about like, oh, Disney's woke, this and that. Sometimes they're kind of right though. Sometimes they're it. I'm not saying that we're not getting Obi-Wan in his own Obi-Wan series, and you do need a villain to really counter that. But why not we just have Darth Vader and maybe some of the Inquisitor? Why does Reva have to be in this story? Why? Because they're already planning a spinoff with her. That's why. So money is always going to be the forefront of things, but I got to give George Lucas credit, man. Even though the prequels to me I still think suck, at least he tried something different and there's something there. If it feels like Star Wars, even if it's super bad acting, very bad CGI, but it still feels like Star Wars, it feels like an expanded lore of it, while this Disney, like the only thing that I've really cared about is the Mandalorian, and that's kind of it. Rogue One, yes, but Rogue One was a prequel, so I don't really put that in there. And then don't get me started with the sequels, movies. Like this is kind of a letdown. I mean, if I had to do the overall picture of now getting this Obi-Wan, I think Obi-Wan was the kind of the final straw of like, are they gonna like to the final like observation, is Disney really gonna make this a really good series and really restore our faith in the overall grand picture of more movies, more TV series? And so far, after episode 5 and going into the finale, that's a big fat no, man. I still don't feel like this series is this property is being handled very well.
To me, it hasn't lived up to expectations so far. It's not bad, but I wanted more. But I'll say something about what you're talking about with Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think he was training, and like the only way that we really saw him taking care of Luke was, it seems like, financially, kind of. But Owen didn't want that. But I feel like he is still like good. He's not washed up or anything. It's just the shock of finding out that Anakin was alive, and just how terrified he was to see what he has become. And maybe Obi-Wan hasn't been training with the lightsaber like for 10 years, or the Force. Meanwhile, Anakin's just been getting better, plus using the dark side stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or the dark, what's it called? The dark side of the Force, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, I feel like Anakin could handle the Grand Inquisitors and those guys, just Darth Vader's on a different level. So, of course, that's why he got his butt whooped against him. But if it was like against Riva or against Grand Inquisitor, even if it's like a 1-on-2, I feel like it could have taken them. I think. I don't know. We'll never know because they're not going to show us. But yeah, that's why I think you're right. I don't, and that's why I've been thinking as well that we're not going to see Vader versus Obi-Wan again because it's going to be the same fight. You know,
Yeah,
because what I was thinking was that the episodes were going to be stretched out maybe like throughout a month. I thought everything with Leia was only going to be in the first 3 episodes.
yeah. I
Um,
didn't think Leia was gonna be in this for this long.
she's
I
she's she's the whole series.
yeah,
And so since like the whole series is gonna be less than a week, there's no way. You know, I was expecting, oh, maybe Obi-Wan's gonna talk to Qui-Gon, and after he talks to him, and after like a little training montage, he's gonna get that rematch with Vader. But there's no point to you like there is no point for Obi-Wan to fight Vader. Like they ran away from him. Now they just need to stay away.
exactly. Like there's
Vader doesn't know where they went either. Only Reva does, and Reva's not gonna go back to Vader.
we'll probably see Vader at least. You know, we're gonna see Vader. We're gonna see Vader next episode. But there's like I'm like there's no reason like there's no way Obi-Wan wins or I don't think he makes it a match with Vader in the next if they do fight again. I've heard like this Obi-Wan is supposed to be like Old Man Logan in Old Man Logan the movie, like Hugh
Yeah,
Jackman's.
yeah. There
Dude,
there was an attempt, but they failed.
no, it's a
It,
fail. Like
yep.
Logan went berserk mode and like he still was able to handle his shit, you know?
Hmm.
And this is like kind of sad seeing Obi-Wan. I don't know. Obi-Wan should be more, if anything, he should be at, I get it. You know, Order 66 happened. He's broken, blah, 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 like Old Man Logan. But he should be more of the wiser. He should be wise. That's what Obi-Wan was in A New Hope. This is literally 10 years away from A New Hope. Yeah.
Hey, a lot can happen in 10 years. That's
Oh
a
my
long.
god.
That's a
Yeah,
long time.
everybody says that Tatooine sun, man. That Tatooine sun's
Uh,
brutal.
oh, that's another thing. All right, another thing that I don't like about that I haven't liked about the Star Wars shows is they all take place on Tatooine, right? This
Yeah.
one, this one does go to other planets. Like we see the what's the Alderaan? Alderan's dope for the 10
Alderaan
minutes that we're there for, you
only
know.
for like yeah, a little bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then they go to I forget what it's called, but it's like a city. That place is cool too. But
Oh,
now
that
like
was like the Blade Runner city. That was pretty dope. That was a good
I like
homage
that
to
one.
Blade Runner.
But this last episode, it was like in a bunker in a desert. Like, come on, at least put it in a frozen tundra or in a jungle or something that looks more space related. You know, Star Wars is sci-fi, yet they never really embrace the sci-fi, dude. Like,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
want to see some crazy
George Lucas
planets.
actually did a good job of like showcasing a lot of the sci-fi elements, like
Mm-hmm.
the Senate, right? The whole city there. Um, I mean, oh shit, dude! Empire Strikes Back. So you have a snow planet. You have
Yep.
also a wood. Like even though like that's like everyday like what we have over here. It
Uh
still
huh.
felt like you had like a lot of the speedsters, Jabba's palace. Like it felt more. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
when you uh
Even that planet where
Ashir says
that one
budget.
stormtrooper got cut in half, that was just like another plains-looking planet. Like their
Listen,
planets are so plain.
listen, like Disney has all the money in the world, so don't give me budget. Yes, you got to
On that.
give a series a budget, but if you're really banking on Obi-Wan, which their numbers I think were pretty big in the opening, I don't know where their numbers are now though. I don't think their numbers is as big as the opening of this series. Um, yeah, the movies did have more of a budget, but I'm saying like if you're Disney and you're gonna really like this could easily have been a movie. So if you're not gonna make a movie, you still got to put money into the series, and the CGI is still not very good in here. Like it's very shocking. It's kind of
Dude,
like it's
I'd say
not.
even the movies, the environments in the movies aren't memorable.
Yeah,
The new ones.
I I I think I don't think the CGI is as bad as Moon Knight, but I think it's up. It's getting there. Like there's some things you see, but
At
I don't know.
least Moon Knight took us to Egypt.
That was the promise. They made their promise, man.
They took us to Egypt and they took us to the afterworld, and they showed us otherworldly things. Right
And the
here, it just feels
crocodile run
like
looked
they
pretty
just
cool.
drove an hour out of Los Angeles into the desert, and they're like, "Well, let's film here." Like,
So so what are you
I need
looking
more
forward?
sci-fi. I need more aliens too. I'm tired of seeing all these humans. Give me some creatures, you know.
Give me some good creature designs though. I don't want no
hmm
half-ass designs.
And also
Uh,
like make one a main character or like a side character.
yeah.
Don't just have one or two just in the background and with
Uh
one line and never see them again.
Hashira sorry, I can't really say it.
But hey,
Hashira.
at the end of the day, like I said, I rate my Star Wars out of the lightsabers battles. Give me
I
some good
know.
lightsaber action
I
and
do
I'm happy.
storytelling, man. I love my characters. They did my boy Luke so dirty in the Last Jedi. I'm glad they never touched Mara Jade. Mara Jade is my favorite, like, expanded universe book character. If you know who Mara Jade is, gets married to Luke, one of the great Master Jedi's as well. Has a son named Ben. Such a great, so much good stories, so much good stories for expanded universe. Yet they like to cherry pick it and then put it in this garbage in here, and it's just terrible. Okay, we're gonna end this Obi-Wan discussion by saying, I want to know, Albert, what are you looking forward to in the finale? What do you think? What do you? Well, we did discuss a little bit. Like, I know you want the fight, but what's gonna save it for you? What's the finale gonna do to save it for you?
First, I'll say if they are planning on making a season two, then they have to set it up with this next episode. To me at least. But what will save it for me? Literally any fight, I guess. Like I don't need to see Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader, but show me Obi-Wan fight someone and show me him looking good, you know? Like show me something memorable. I don't know where they went when their ship took off, but show me something good and something unexpected, but not just unexpected for the sake of being unexpected. Show me something that makes sense, but still is unexpected, you know?
Yeah,
That's what I want.
I do want. I want some. I do want something like that. I don't want to be. I don't want it to be very predictable. Um, I just want it to. I mean, if it's going to be a really long episode, I want to. I want the Leia thing to end pretty fast, and then if they are going to go the
hmm
Luke route, let's see that. I want the Inquisitors to be involved, maybe a fight. I would like a couple of lightsaber fights with that. I want Obi-Wan to get his swag back a little bit too. So these are the things I am hoping to look for, and a couple flashbacks would be nice. More flashbacks with Hayden and Ewan, because I think we do want to see those two together. And I like that Hayden is back. I want him to be redeemed. And so far, he's having a good time. I think you could tell by the flashback scene, and just I don't know if he's really in the suit. I think there's like three different kind of people in the suit, but I hope that I hope that it's a good season finale. I don't think it's going to salvage the series, but it could at least leave in a good note and maybe go on to the season 2.
Whatever they do, I don't think I'm gonna be saying this is the best Disney Plus show I've seen. Um, but I hope that I come out of the series saying I'm glad I watched it. I am looking forward to see what happens next in this Star Wars universe. Because lately, I've not felt like that. That's why I haven't been watching any of the other Disney, Star Wars Disney shows.
Yeah, but I am looking forward to like Ahsoka, and I'm looking forward to the Acolyte and all that. Like I will see what they go with it, but my expectations are super low though, super low. Like Jurassic World Dominion, I still haven't seen it, but I heard it's terrible.
My hype for the future Star Wars projects hinges on this finale. Also, I'll go back and watch the other ones because, dude, the first episode I really liked of Obi-Wan, and it made me want to go back and finally finish Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. But
Yeah,
now I've been watching
Book of
it, it's
Boba's
like,
garbage.
nah, I don't think I want to go back and watch them. But my favorite episode was the first one. I thought the first episode of Obi-Wan was really good. And there was like no action. It was like just good world building, even though it was just on Tatooine. But like I
This
just
is
like seeing his everyday life.
this is a good question though. Did Hen liked Moon Knight more than I think. Yeah, I like Moon Knight more than Obi-Wan. Did I like Moon Knight? Am I at this point? Do I like Moon Knight more than Obi-Wan? I'm gonna throw that question to myself. Um, I think I do like Obi-Wan a little bit more, just because it's Star Wars and I like Star Wars a little bit more. And Moon Knight kind of it kind of falls apart a lot in a lot of scenes and stuff. It didn't. I don't. I think
I'll
I'm more
say Moon Knight.
I'm more attached to the characters in this show than I am Moon Knight because Moon Knight's so different or fresh. So I'm gonna say Obi-Wan because I do want to see what the like how badly they're gonna fuck this up or like how good they're actually gonna do with this. So but overall I think I'm liking Obi-Wan a little bit more because
I'm gonna
Moon
say
Knight.
Moon Knight because I feel like they took a risk with Moon Knight. They tried showing us something different, you know. Whereas with Obi-Wan, we're just
It's
seeing more Star Wars stuff.
That's true.
There's nothing different about it.
If anything, I would say fuck both these shows. Go to watch The Boys, especially tonight's episode. Tonight's episode was banger. It was a banger, man. I can't wait to fully review the season because oh my god, this is like the
I
best
do
show
plan
on
on
TV.
watching it. I
You need
do
to
plan
watch
on
it,
watching
man.
it. Just the first
I mean, you
episode
know
didn't
what?
hit.
It's not for everybody because it's really in your face, and I like crazy stuff like that, and I like a lot of gore, and I like brutality. Like I like realism. Like I like in your face shit like that. So with Obi-Wan, it's safe, but you get some good moments here and there, like with Vader being a badass and destroying villagers and stuff.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that was dope too.
that
You
was a
know,
good scene.
they should have leaned in more into the dark stuff. Like this episode 5, there were like some viewer discretion's advised or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, we're gonna see some kids' heads getting snapped. The way they edited it was like they hardly even showed it. I was like, we didn't need that viewer discretion's advice. But it is
Oh,
what it is.
Legion. I haven't seen Legion. I hear really good things about it. I actually might do live reactions of The Boys now because it comes out every Fridays, and it just blows me away sometimes. All right, so we're gonna move on from Obi-Wan because we need to talk about another show, and I'm really like excited to talk about. Uh, Albert is pointing at what we're going to discuss next. So if you haven't seen Miss Marvel, the first two episodes, go ahead, and I'll see you guys later on when you guys watch it and come back to it. So that was our final discussion of Obi-Wan, episode 5, and on somewhat of the other episodes. So you will get a full. You will get a. Actually, I'm gonna come back to this too. The finale with Chase. Chase wants to do a cast, so we'll do a cast on the finale, and then I'll do an overall video of my overall thoughts dissecting the season and why it's good and why it's not. Now we're going to move on to Miss Marvel. This is Disney Plus's and Marvel's newest show. This is a show that has been met with a lot of controversy with like the look of it and just overall it feels like let's say woke or whatever. And it just does, it's a show that's kind of has a lot of hate towards it already before it ever came out. And like I told you, I was not interested in this show whatsoever. I don't like Captain Marvel. I don't like Brie Larson. I don't like the fact that this is called Miss Marvel and she loves Captain Marvel. But I like to sit down and I will give every show a shot and see how it goes. So I gotta say, last night's episode and then episode 1, so far my feelings on this is I actually really enjoy it. I think it's kind of reminds me of Spider-Man Homecoming. I
Hmm.
think the acting is not the greatest, but I think it will improve in more seasons to come. So the acting is not bringing me down. But I think the lead actress, do you know her real name? I'm not sure her real name.
I don't want to butcher it. I don't know, so I'm not gonna
Okay,
try. It
so
starts with an I.
Kamala, the actress who plays Kamala, she is really charming. So a lot of these kids in here, what I like about it is the chemistry they all have. I love the family. I love the dynamic. I think this lead actress, she's very charming. She's not the greatest actress in the world. She's not going to give you performances like Elizabeth Olsen, like veterans like that. But what she does, and I don't think she's as good as Tom Holland when he first came out with Homecoming either. but there's something about her that you really kind of root for and you really like. She's just really feels like an everyday kid who is in this high school that's over the top. Okay, it's very over
Mhm.
the top. It's very stylish though. I think I
Mhm.
told you, Albert, if you ever seen the movie The Duff and what was the other thing I compared it to? It was like The Duff and Homecoming. It's a really splice of a lot of high school kind of and imaginative kind of movies out there, and I think it works. I think the style. I think this is what I really dig about it is a lot of the style. I like that kind of quirky kindness to it. I think what it lacks is the superhero element. I think the superhero element is not as engaging actually as maybe like her life. Like I think the powers, I've already discussed this with you. I think the powers, I got to see how this all plans out, but I'm not really digging the powers right now. That costume is horrendous, but I understand. I hopefully the viewers understand. That's just the costume she made. She
Yeah,
will get a
it
new costume
it's
later on.
it's like Peter Parker before he met Tony.
Yeah, but even I gotta say, Peter had better skills than that. She just looks
Hey,
awful in
hey,
that
Peter
costume.
Parker is one of the smartest people in the MCU. All right, I don't know about her.
Awful. Another thing I really like, and this is really rings true for the last episode, was the culture. Bringing in the culture to the series, learning about
Yeah.
her culture. I really love the dad, man. I love the dad. I like the mom. The mom is
Mm-hmm.
such a bitch sometimes, but she's a mom. She's really
She's
kind of
reasonable though.
yes. The last
She's
episode,
reasonable.
I really
Yep.
like how they put down that she was very sympathetic. She let her go to the party. Like
Yep.
I like
I
all
was
those
surprised with
elements.
that one. I thought she was gonna say no, but she
Mm-hmm.
said sure. I was like, oh,
I like her friend. I like the the very by the book little he has a crush on her and all this stuff. But I
the
like that.
nerd.
I think it
Mhm.
works. They're both very they have both very good chemistry and vibes with each other. There's a lot to like here. There's actually a lot to like here. I don't love it. I don't think it's gonna blow you away, but I haven't seen the whole series yet. So, but for the first two episodes, I enjoyed a lot. And I was thinking while I was watching the last night's episode was where's this ranking right now? Like where am I feeling like I felt like with all the other MCU movies or shows? I'm thinking with this, I'm just enjoying it, man. And that's what I want. That's what I want from the series is you don't have to give me a deep story, but you have to execute. Like I always say, it could be very generic or it could be like the same shit you see all the time. But if you execute, it's a fun ride. And I think they're executing right on point. I think they're doing a great job. I hope this train continues. I don't know how many episodes there's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know either. I want to say six just because it feels like that's the running theme with all the Disney Plus shows, but I
Yeah,
have no idea.
maybe eight, because I think we're starting now to get into the power origins. Maybe our villain's going to be introduced.
Hey,
So
but who knows? Because the running thing with these Marvel shows is we get to like episode four and we feel like still nothing much has happened. So hopefully we don't feel like that with this one. But I do hope it's more than six episodes. But
yeah,
I'm
I
not too sure.
okay. So I think it has a better pace than Moon Knight. I
Hmm.
think because it's laying the groundwork, and now we're
Yep.
starting to get into more of because she does try to do say she tries to save a kid, and the kid it got bought like she botches it, he hurts his ankle, blah blah blah, but he saves him. The sequence where she's learning her powers, very this is the that was the one part where I'm like it's not that great. Shazam did it way better when she's learning her powers with her friend and stuff. Uh, I like her other friend too, who was running for whatever she was running for.
She has an
Um,
interesting story too.
she
I
does.
need to rewatch the episode though, because I've only seen the second episode one time, and I wanted to put the subtitles on, but I didn't, and I didn't really hear their full conversation, but I know that she was. I feel like what she was saying was that she's mixed race, and she never really felt like she belonged with one race or the
yeah,
other. I
yeah.
feel like
That
that's
that
what
whole
she was
thing.
bringing. So I like that. I like that bit. And what I realized after that was I like pretty much all the side characters in this show. Like I like the main character, but all the side characters, her, Bruno, the family. Like I like all of them. There's so far no one that's like, oh man, that
Yeah, yeah,
person's
yeah.
annoying.
Her brother's really like he's not over the top as much, like crazy over the top. I think the only one that was I think the one scene that was really dumb was the interrogation scene. I was very odd. I didn't really like that one.
I tuned out during that scene
It
just
was
because
very yeah. It was I didn't like
I
it.
was talking to my brother when that scene was happening because I asked him if he remembered who that dude was, and he's like, he looks familiar. And
This
I
is
was
the guy
telling him how he was
from
in Spider Man, and
No Way
he was
Home.
the
Yeah,
yeah, he was the one interrogating them. Um, and so we were just talking about that. So that's why I didn't pay too much attention. But he was using like the same strategy that he did on Ned, where he's like hyping them up, and
yeah,
then flips
yeah.
it on them. Like that guy's a manipulator.
That shit was
But it's
funny
like,
though with
are
that.
those guys gonna be the villains of the show? Like I don't know.
Well, they had a chance
Oh
to capture her, but it
yeah,
was
they're trying to
so.
capture her.
But it was done though because like they should have easily have caught her. Like it was it. Some things I don't like. Some things like when how she escapes. I'm like I don't think she would escape that. Like they really lost track of her, even though they found her. Like when she was saving that kid, and then that guy was that guy and his mom, supposed mom, whatever. Were they like tracking, like watching her the whole freaking so from beginning to like they were watching her all this time, and then they were able to come up and swoop her, and nobody tracking them. Like it was a little odd. I got to see the next episode, but I thought
Hmm.
that was kind of like not executed as good as I
They'll
wanted it
they'll
to.
answer that in the next episode.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm thinking is that they purposely sent her that box so that she could try out the bangle, and maybe the bangle doesn't
Oh
work with
yeah.
everyone,
Yeah.
so they wanted to see if like it would activate something in her, and it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, because they were talking about that. Look, this is where it gets confusing. When I want to watch the second episode, because I feel like the way their terminology, like the way they speak about other people, is what was confusing me. Because when they're talking about a story, I feel like they're talking about Kamala's grandma, but then they started talking about her great
Yeah.
grandma,
Yeah.
and
And then
then
and then she calls her
and
what, Nana?
I don't know, and then I feel like they call everyone auntie. It's all like even if they're just like I'm not even if it's not their aunt. So that's why I wanted to rewatch it because at the end, that woman that she sees in a vision, I was like, oh, that must be her grandma, or her great grandma. Then she comes out in the car, so it's like, oh, that
So
can't be
it's
her
the
grandma
same
then.
woman. It's the same woman, right? In the
To me,
car,
that's what it looked like. It looked like the same woman,
or it might be her
and
auntie. I don't know. Maybe
and
she
that's
looks
her aunt.
resembles.
So
Maybe
I
it's a
think that's the
reincarnate. No.
sister.
Yeah.
No, that's the sister of her mom. That's what I'm guessing. So, and they were saying that I'm pretty sure they were saying that she brought like great shame to the family, unless that was the grandma. You see, this is where because this episode like it was heavy on the backstory of the family, but it was all verbal. Like you had to be paying attention. So I want to find out what was that great shame, like what happened, like what is this bangle, where does it come from? So hopefully this is all answered in episode 3, because they're in the car together. They helped her escape the I forget what they're called, the DLDC or something like
Yeah.
that. They
I
helped
hope
her
it.
escape them. So hopefully Kamala asked them, what is this bangle? What happened in the past? Like, and
Yeah.
hopefully they tell her.
I think they will. They'll probably explain everything like in the next episode. A lot of explanation dump. But I hope to God that guy isn't really her cousin or anything like that because they were like gonna about to like really like lock lips right there.
Well, look, I think it is her cousin because she said that that's his
So
mom.
weird.
Which
Why is he?
look,
What is he doing?
yeah,
What is he
yeah. Which
doing?
I don't blame
What he
Kamala
was
because she
doing
didn't know,
that.
right?
He
I
was
don't blame
doing
Kamala
all
at all.
that.
But him, I was like, bro, why are you flirting with her? You know she's your cousin. I'm like,
That's
come
that's
on, man.
come on, bro. I hope
Even
not. I hope not.
even it's like not only is it like that's weird, but also it's like that's messed up. Why would you do that to her? Why
I
you
know.
why are you leading her on like that
So
if at the
gross.
end? So,
That's why I'm rooting for
but
the
then
friend. That's why I'm hoping the
again,
friend gets
oh
it.
yeah, definitely they're gonna. I always felt even like when the guy came in, I was like, she's not gonna date this guy. It's like it's gonna be like her and the friend. It's gonna be her and Bruno.
Oh,
Like
for
maybe they
sure.
might they might not end up together, but like I feel like they there's something with them. There, I guess it's like that Tom Holland, or I mean, Peter Parker and MJ thing, right? It's like you knew from the beginning they were gonna date, and then eventually they did. So I think that's what we're getting to. Um, but I like the show. I like the show, man. Episode one was amazing. And I told you because you said you don't care about the powers, and
Not
to
really.
me, I don't care about them yet, just because we haven't like really seen them. She's still testing them. I feel like there's great potential there, because like you know, there's some Green Lantern ish stuff combined with Mister Fantastic stuff. That's basically her powers, is those two combined.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, they are like showcasing some of the her elastic ability, like when she
mhm,
catches the kid. We've seen it twice in the series so far, where but it's more Green Lantern. It's kind of
yeah.
Green Lantern, and like I was telling you, it's
But it's not gonna
very.
get that crazy. She's not gonna be
It's
making chainsaws or guns or
okay.
cannons like
No,
that.
no, no. But it's
It's
very
just,
bland to me. It's super bland, in my opinion, so far.
but
I don't know what's gonna happen
it
later
would
on.
have been the same if they kept her powers the same though. If it was just stretchy, it would have been more bland because she wouldn't be able to make platforms.
I could think of 1,000 ways of like making that super more interesting because DC has Elastic Man over there and they make that shit work and they got like Mr.
Yeah, they got Green Lantern
Marvel.
too, and they make that work.
Marvel has so many heroes that have like the same abilities.
Huh?
Peter, Miles, all the Spider Women, Spider Gwen, who else? Hulk, freaking
Yeah.
Abomination. Who else? You could even say the Eternals, right? The Eternals, the Inhumans.
Hmm.
Which I heard that I think one of the Kamaji or whatever is probably related to Kamala
No,
or
no, they
something like that.
mentioned him. They did mention him, but
Did
not
they?
related.
Do you
They're
remember what they said?
when they're in the car when they're leaving the party and they're talking about how they like Bollywood movies. They bring up because remember he's a big Bollywood actor. They that's where they bring him up.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
That they love his movies.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was wondering what that was. Like, there was a lot of Easter eggs in the episode. I bet.
Hmm. Oh yeah, you see, Moon Knight had like no references to the greater MCU. Um, Whereas this one's like everywhere. You see something, dude, this one's crazy with the representation of Marvel, which I'm loving. But I like her powers.
I can't
I'm
say
glad they
anything.
changed them. I'm
I
glad
can't
they
say.
changed them.
I'm not gonna say anything until like the end of the series to see how it plays out because she's barely using them now.
Yep,
She's barely
yep.
using them now.
You know what though? People were saying that they didn't like that they changed her powers because the big thing in the comics is that they changed like her appearance without her wanting to, and it's like awkward. But they kind of did that because you saw like her nose got the little crystal on there.
Oh,
It's
that's
not the
true.
same, but like it's
Hmm.
like that. It's similar, it's just not the same. So I am looking forward to see what happens with her powers. But as I was saying, to me, what I like about the show more is not the powers. It's the world, the world that they put us in. Like it's in New York, New Jersey. Like we've been there hundreds of times, but not with um people like Kamala. You know, we're seeing a brand new side of the of that city. Like when they take us, I don't know what it's called, but it was like a church type of setting. I don't know
Hmm.
what they call it, like a temple.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it looked cool. Like I like the way that they shot it and everything. But yeah, I love the family. I love the characters, and
I really like
it's
the
like
dad.
it's wholesome, you know.
That's great. That's great.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then even at the table when he's like telling the story and stuff, like I think these guys are doing a great job. I think the elderly or her parents actors are doing a great job. I really feel the expressions on their face, the way they really taught. I think the writers know what like siblings, family like exchanges are because you get
Yeah.
that from it's a realistic exchange with Kamala and her parents. It's both sides of the coin where she thinks this way and Kamala, of course, is going to think this way, and they're going to
Hmm.
clash. But it's not over the top. It's not like you hate me or this and that. Like it's. I think
Hmm.
one scene in particular when she's helping her mom out, and even though she wants like approval of going to this party, she's saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about like, all that stuff. And then of course, I think we both love the scene where the dad is like as the Hulk, and
My heart broke.
trying to cheer, and he just breaks because Kamala is just like, "What are you doing? Like, you're such a dork," and this and that, and that's like, and they really generally like that scene broke me too because they were generally like happy, and they're like, we got you a suit, and she's gonna be the Hulk, and blah blah blah," and I like that was a good scene, man. That was a good little moment that kind of it really showcased like it showcased the family dynamic. And even though like maybe the dad's a little bit too fun, like I don't know any dads who are that fun or whatever, it works. It all works. And I think Miss Marvel has been surprising me, which is good. I really don't want to bash on series. Like if you're a good series, I'm gonna give you praise. I'm gonna recommend. I'm gonna talk about. I'm talking about more things I like about the series than I dislike, which is always a win. Because I don't want to. I don't want to just beat. Always talk shit about a series. I want to talk good things about it. And maybe it's the expectations a little bit low, but the series has been so far doing a good job. And it really brings me back to a lot of the high school movies out there, like 10 Things I Hate About You, She's All That, all these like movies, right? Where they portray teenagers and stuff. But and then all these modern movies, like I said, The Duff. The Duff is one of my favorite modern teenage kind of romantic movie, and I'm seeing so much of it in the series, which is great because I actually like that kind of stuff. Now, I will say though, Albert, I don't think this caters to everybody. I've seen reviews on this with elderly, YouTubers who review, and some of that, like I watch Double Toasted, and they've been reviewing this as well, and of course, Martin and Corey, these are elderly guys. Like Corey's more of like maybe in his late 40s, middle 40s, while Martin, his co-host, is like probably in the 60s. So when he tells me like, this is when he asks him like, what do you think about the series? And Martin goes, this is kind of not for me. Like I don't really, can't really engage in this because it's just not my kind of series. Absolutely understand that because he's a 6-year-old man watching a teenage kind of series. So I can understand this not being
Hey,
for everybody, for elderly
but
people, the demographic.
nothing is for everyone, you know.
I think I disagree.
No,
I
nothing
think
is for everyone.
I think there's something that's for the majority of people. I think let's go back to Star Wars. I think A New Hope when it came out in 1977, it was for kids, it was for adults. At that time, it was lightning in a bottle. Nobody's seen something like that, and guess what? It was for everybody.
Hey, no,
Everybody.
people have been bashing on Star Wars since its inception, saying people that like Star Wars are nerds. It's not for everyone.
Bull. 1977 box office, the longest running movie that was happening at the time. That's why everybody agrees that Star Wars changed the film industry, like literally changed the game of a blockbuster movie. And you had The Godfather killing it for months and months and months. And then you had Star Wars A New Hope come out. And you had not only, that's why a lot of people they try to make family movies for adults and children. So that's why you get Toy Story. That's why you get How to Train the Dragon, and a lot of people. It appeals to a lot of demographics. Another thing too is like let's talk about Jurassic Dominion, right? Jurassic Dominion is apparently terrible, but Jurassic Park when it first came out, you had kids going into that theater. You had adults bringing their kids to it, so that demographic was all over the place. So I don't want to necessarily say, nothing is not for everybody because it can be. But for this particular demographic, I think Miss Marvel is definitely trying to hit the younger audience, and then maybe like going for anybody
And
who
they
is a
said that
Marvel
from the
fan.
beginning, though. So, like they
Which is
said,
fine. Which is fine.
they want to
That's what
target the younger audience
that's
because
what
they
I'm
are the
saying.
future, you know.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying is that older audience and Martin from Double Toasted, he is actually into the world of comic books. He knows a lot about comic books. He knows a lot about these characters. Corey likes to ask him like, "What do you know about so and so?" So with Martin saying like, "This is just not my thing," it's because Miss Marvel I think was created in a younger generation, and it isn't his. He was the older generation with the comic books. So that's not a bad thing though. I mean, that's my thing, Albert, is that you need new superheroes. You don't need to rely and redo and make present superheroes and twist that. It's time to make different superheroes. It's time. I think the best
And they're doing
example.
that with Miss Marvel.
I don't think Miss Marvel's the TV series right now it's good. Like it's good to see. I think the I think if it wasn't for live action or adaptations of a lot of these comics, I don't think it would succeed as maybe like an animated film or comics itself. Like I think that live adaptations succeed more for a character. But there's examples where like, the best example is Miles Morales. Everybody, Miles Morales, when he first came out because he was taking over the mantle of Peter Parker. But the dude is a stud, man. The character itself, yes, the same elements and same design, some design work, but he is his own character. When it comes to Miss Marvel, I think she's had her comics, she's had all this stuff, but I think that's what's the beauty of like Marvel being so successful and able to take that. And I don't fault them for changing their powers or anything like that. But they did bring a character into a light adaptation that I actually like. And if I like that, then I'm going to root for that. So I like that. I like that they are bringing in. You have to. Yes, there's different races, there's different demographic. Different. They're different. They're going to be. That's what this new generation is creating. They're creating diversity. So I mean, I know people have a gripe with that and thinking that this is an agenda, but sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it's just black and white. Sometimes it's an easy answer. It's just saying like this is a new character, this is a culture she's in, and we want to make her a superhero. And I think that's fascinating. I think it's a breath of fresh air to watch Miss Marvel and to learn about this culture because I know not a lot of it. I don't know any too much. I don't have friends that are, I think she's what Pakistani or,
Pakistani, yeah.
yeah.
And her
I didn't know.
religion, Muslim.
Yeah, I didn't know too much of like the different cultures and all that stuff. So it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating that they're bringing that and they're bringing this. Of course, sometimes you see the agenda, especially from Disney, but in this series, I don't think so. I think the writers really love creating this, and
Mm-hmm.
if I could see that on the series that they're having fun and they're really taking care of like really doing their homework and presenting it, you show that here out on these episodes. I'm seeing it. So right now, I am enjoying Miss Marvel. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. That costume. I hope she gets a new costume too because it's god awful. She looks so bad in that costume. But overall, there's some gripes I have with it. But overall, I think I like it. I think I'm just enjoying the ride a lot more. We're gonna see though. We're gonna see episode 3. We're gonna see the next episodes if this continues to be consistent because it could fall apart. But we'll see. We'll see. Honestly.
Yeah, the people that are saying this show is woke and it's pushing an agenda, I feel like they're just showing why diversity is important because they want to see people that maybe look like themselves. And it's like, all right, well, so do the other people, you know? We don't just want to see, we don't want to see a one color throughout all of these movies. But
No,
then also the other side, because I saw someone, and it's not everyone. I just saw someone commenting. It's like, oh man, like why did they have to make? Why did they have to make this show if they're not gonna show us like her religion? This was after the first episode, right?
mm-hmm.
And then we saw the second episode, and that's where they showed it more. So I was like, bro, just
Just wait.
message to everyone out there. Yeah, just wait. Watch the
Just
whole show
wait, dude.
before you form like a full opinion. You can have an opinion, but like before you have a full opinion, or you say like something like, oh, they didn't do this. Watch the full show. Um, but no, I am enjoying the show. Like you said, I don't think they're like pandering to like one like pushing an agenda.
It's a
There
good
was
balance. Yeah.
yeah, where I'll tell and I'll I'm a big Marvel fanboy, right? But I'll tell you right away, one that was super obvious was like an Endgame when all the women are on one side of the battlefield like that, dude. That one took me
Yeah.
out of the movie for a sec. I was like,
Yeah.
come on.
That was pretty
Um,
bad.
like that one, bro, come on. But there's
Like
been
the
nothing in
strong,
here.
the strong. If you wanted a strong ass like woman independent or woman moment, like woman power moment, it was Wanda. It was Wanda in Infinity
Hmm.
War. It was Wanda with Thanos.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
everybody
well,
who talk does that scene
or
get talked about more than the all women together? because because Wanda kicking Thanos' ass is
Or
being talked about more.
Captain Marvel was exchanging punches with him, and until she got knocked out. But yeah, Wanda. Now you know what? Wanda was gonna kill the man. Literally, he had to.
Well, after Doctor
He had,
Strange 2, she has the ability to do that
oh yep,
for
yep.
show. Yeah.
So yeah, Wanda super powerful, but Miss Marvel, I like it. She's not gonna be super OP. She's gonna be more of a, in terms of power level, she's gonna be more like on the lower side.
Which
Like
is
I
fine.
think. Well, yeah, it's
Definitely fine.
fine. Not look at Black Widow. She didn't have super strength, and she was still amazing. Like she
Or
was
well,
still
like
cool.
the replacement of Black Widow, Yelena, which I think we both
Yep.
really, really like, and we know what it is. It's the actor or the actress. It's the character and how she's written, and I think I actually like the Yelena more than I like Black Widow
Mm.
because she has more personality, way more personality. Well,
Yeah, she doesn't take it.
oh,
I feel like the
actually,
character doesn't take herself as seriously.
yeah, but you know what? Black Widow is really good in Winter Soldier. Like I love the Steve and Natasha
My favorite part,
chemistry.
like it's derailing a bit, but I'm just gonna say my favorite part about Yelena is that she's finally living her life. Because for the longest time, she was like under like what's it
That
called? Not a
that god
spell, but
awful, that god awful stupid thing they put in Black Widow.
yeah, she was like pretty much a slave to them because she wasn't in control. So yeah, now she's living her best life. So that's what my
God,
favorite thing about her.
when
But
I
yeah,
think about Black Widow again, I think about how bad of a movie it is. Honestly,
did you like the little callback to Black Widow where when they're training, Miss Marvel and Bruno when they're training, and she's saying, and she's like getting held from the side of a building, and she's telling him, "You're gonna have to let me go," and then
yeah,
she gets let go, and like she lands 2 feet below her. Uh,
that
I
that was a callback. I honestly
I
seen
don't
that
know if
in
it was a
other media
callback, but
too.
I was
I
thinking
seen
about
that in
Black
Always
Widow,
Sunny in Philadelphia, and it was way more funnier. But
and
I
I thought it
I
was
I, I
funny.
got the superhero pose though when she does the superhero
Oh,
pose.
when she did the
Yeah,
superhero pose, dude, I was like, they have to be memeing now, right? Because every time
I
I see it now, I just think Daredevil. I mean Deadpool.
dude, I just can't wait till Deadpool comes because
Hmm.
Deadpool, like, I just want him to like they said that they're not even gonna like Deadpool's gonna be Deadpool.
That's
Thank
what I
you.
heard. Yep.
And just he has so much more toys to play with, and I would love to see Deadpool in one of these teams. I think Miss Marvel, of course, is going to be the Young Avengers part of that. You'll have Hawk or
Hey,
Kate
Bishop.
Bishop. You'll have. I don't think Yelena's going to be on a team. Yelena's probably be in
She's
Dark
too
Avengers.
old.
Dark
She's
Avengers.
in Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. That's right.
Yep.
Thunderbolts.
But Young Avengers is gonna have America Chavez.
Not a very not no. I think that was the one thing I took away from Doctor Strange 2 was I just did not like her acting. She could be probably better, and
I
later
liked
on.
her. She did good.
She's fine. She was a tool. She was a device in that movie. I don't
She was
know.
more
She's
than
not
that
bad.
to me.
She's not bad.
She was a character.
I was
Hey, the most interesting thing about her, there's only one her that exists in the multiverse,
I
at least that she's seen.
say bullshit on that.
Yeah, you think she was lying? You think she was killing her other versions? Well,
Nah, she's fine. She's fine.
we'll see. But she's
Man,
gonna
there
be on the team.
not a lot of guys in that Young Avengers, huh?
There are, just we're not thinking about them.
Well, I'm thinking about Blade coming up. I'm thinking about She Hulk and what a disaster that might be. So far, I'm
Oh
glad
man,
that
I'm not looking forward to She-Hulk.
I'm glad that Miss Marvel is not a disaster so far. It's only 2 episodes. We'll see what the rest of the season holds, but a good strong start. This is actually one of the best strong starts in any of
Hmm.
the MCU shows that we've gotten, other than maybe like WandaVision because of like the whole theories and us like really playing the game of like Mephisto, or like
Yeah,
Loki had a good strong start, especially
those
like
those
really
were
good strong
heavy on
start.
the theories too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'd say I wouldn't compare this one too much to those, just because those were more
Those
heavy
are
on the theories
yeah.
and they're a little bit more bigger in scale. I'd
As for fun,
compare,
I compare it to having fun. Like this is a lot of fun to me.
yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
it is more like Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki because those were like less
I would say
massive sinks.
I would say
Loki was
like
like
what
world
if,
ending
right?
stuff.
What if is supposed to be fun? This is a
Yeah,
lot better than what if. Maybe Hawkeye was supposed to be definitely tried to be more fun. I'm definitely
it tried.
enjoying it. I'm enjoying this way more than I'm enjoying Hawkeye for sure.
Same. I'd say same. I'd if I were to predict how much I like the show, is I'd like it more than Hawkeye. Obviously, Falcon the Winter Soldier. Um, I don't think I'll like it more than Loki or WandaVision. And Moon Knight, I don't know. We'll see. Moon Knight's hard because Moon Knight's in the middle. Moon Knight is in the middle between Loki, WandaVision, and Hawkeye and
Moon Knight was fine.
yeah.
The season finale was kind of like the season finales, man. They just can't get it right.
But hey, I'm
Um,
looking forward to Miss Marvel next week. Though I'm gonna watch Obi-Wan first, just because it's the finale, and then I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna watch Miss
Then
Marvel.
Miss Marvel, yeah. Well, I have no more Mayans MC, so I'll be able to watch these two. I will be.
Also, I feel like Miss Marvel won't disappoint, whereas Obi-Wan might. So I rather end it off on a good note.
Yes, yes. Um, I'll tell you right now, I'm having a blast with the boys. I just love that series so much. I can't wait for Invincible to come out too. Um, those are the two superhero shows I think that just the caliber up there. But Miss Marvel is so much different. Like, of course, it's like more of a kid friendly. I wouldn't even say. You know what I really enjoyed is that she goes when the guy hands her a red cup. Is there alcohol in this? Nah, it's orange juice.
Mhm.
And then like vodka with orange juice. Like that's what a kid does. They drink, you know? Disney allowing them to say like they're drinking at a party. That's what the fuck they are. They're teenagers. That's what they're gonna do. So kudos to the writers, man. I mean, there is some things that are like you could have probably they probably could have done better and more unique and all that good stuff. But kudos to the writers and kudos to the direction because I do really think this is visually really nice. I mean, I actually like, which is kind of funny. Tonight's episode of The Boys, they have it's happened a couple times with one of the characters where she's mute. She's mute, but she goes in her little trance where like they have like a little dance number and a little musical number. And then in this last episode with Miss Marvel, she does the same thing where she is like
Oh yeah.
falling for her cousin
Mhm.
and then she does this little dance but the colors
Mhm.
the lighting the way the camera moves it's really really well done and I thought it was going to be so corny and I thought I was going to hate it but
Yep,
no it was really good
dude.
it was really good.
I don't remember. I don't know if you remember, but when the trailers came out for Miss Marvel, I remember I told you they're showing like this animation within the live action, and I remember telling you I hope that's just in the trailer because if it's in the show, I'm not gonna like it. And it's been here since episode one with like the text messages and stuff, and then like that right here, and like the graffiti moving in the first episode. But I do like it. Like I thought I wasn't gonna like it, and when it happened at first, I was like, "Oh no!" But then as it kept happening, because they're not abusing it, it's in.
It's you know what movie that just came to mind that they're really taking notes and probably stole it from is the one Netflix animated movie. It's kind of like the Millers versus Robots or something like that, where it's
Mm,
really creative like that. It's an animated film. It's done by I think the same guys who did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and you can even say Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse too. There's a lot of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in this when it comes to like that uniqueness to it. So this is
but this
and
is
like
live action.
live action is the Duff. Live action is like the Duff Diary of a Wimpy Kid because they do the same
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
only
like
time that I can remember it was like when Deadpool got knocked down and he was like seeing these animation stuff.
mhm.
That's like the only time that I can remember because I haven't seen the.
Yeah.
I mean, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and like stuff like that. But this is different because it's like how I get it is that this is how she sees the world. It's that's not the world, It's
No,
just how she's
even
seeing
even
it.
even La La Land, La La Land. A lot of the musicals do this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Like this is not unique. This is like has been done
It's
before.
unique in Marvel though.
It's unique in Marvel, so I'm not saying like they shouldn't go this route because they absolutely it's working, and I think that's
Uh huh.
great. I think just because, like I just said, even if it's not unique and I've seen it before, as long as they execute it great, and I think they're executing it great. So
Hmm.
that particular scene I really really enjoy. I think the direction's really good. There's little like little writings on like when she's makes tells about her plan of when going to Adventure Con and blah blah blah.
Yep.
Um, so it's good. It's good. It's good,
Um,
Albert. It's good
I
so
don't
far.
know though. I don't know if like because we all know that her and the character from WandaVision are gonna come out in the Marvels and the next Captain Marvel too.
You're gonna get a
So
post credit scene with her hooking up with Captain Marvel. Like something's gonna happen where she has to help Captain Marvel.
oh, and this,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, well, I was gonna say I don't know if I would want that like animation stuff in the actual movie in the Captain Marvels.
Miss of Captain Marvel too. No, we
Yeah,
probably won't get that. We probably won't get
yeah,
that.
because I don't think I would. I think for the show, I dig it,
Yeah.
but for other projects, no, I feel like they should stick to the show. And
Well,
also, this is the first show where I really hope we get a season two, three, four, because I feel like they could.
that's what I said. I think this show gets stronger with more seasons attached to it because I
Hmm.
think the acting gets stronger because they'll be seasoned and they'll know what
And I
they're doing. They'll know these
and I think
characters
it's
more.
realistic for this show. I mean, Loki's having a season two, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for that, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like this one's like I can see this being a good long term series.
This is a good character's journey. This is a good getting to know Kamala in the beginning and seeing where she is at the end. And
Hmm.
I like that she likes I like the there is little things in there too where they really kind of showcase like you had the two girls who obviously when she said I'm happy for you, having a romantic relationship. So they bring in the of course like gay pride month and all that stuff. I like that they're show Disney's finally has the balls to put that in there, start incorporating it in stories. I think we're going to get probably superheroes that are gay and all that stuff. But I do like also the
Yeah,
fact that they're still kind of like they're still she still likes she's a normal teenage girl who likes guys. It's kind of weird that she might like her cousin. So I'm glad that it's a balance. I'm glad
hey,
it's
once she finds out, I don't think she's gonna like him. Like, she's probably gonna throw up.
I hope to God it's not a cousin, but like I like the balance. You know what I'm saying? I like that they're incorporating like because we live in the world where it's people like are either straight, gay, whatever. But I don't like when they're force feeding you that in like series where they're really just kind of throwing it in your face like ooh this if you don't like this it's kind of like the Reva situation if you don't like this you're racist or this and that. No, it has to be natural, man. Like, if it's natural, it's great. Like, why we hate it if it's like naturally being put on screen? So I think they're doing a good job on that one. Um, and I think they're gonna actually. I think the rumors was like Captain Marvel might be like our first kind of. Would it be our first Marvel gay character? I don't think so.
Captain Marvel? No, it's America Chavez's.
That's no. Well, okay. Here's the thing. In the comics, she is, but like in she's just a girl. She's just a little. I don't find
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
I
Well,
don't.
they didn't
Just her
hint or
parents.
anything at it. Her
Yeah, her
parents, yeah,
parents
the
were.
actual character they didn't hint at it, but
Yeah,
she,
later on they'll probably do that.
yeah, in
But
the
I think
comic book she is. So that's why just everyone assumed that in the movie she
yeah.
is.
For me, I was like, this. She's still a girl. So like, I'm not gonna like. We don't really need to know anything about that.
Hmm.
But I do.
Other than that, I don't know. Loki, I'm pretty sure they confirmed that he's bi.
Yeah, he's bi. Oh, that's right,
Hmm.
he is bi. But this is a series that I see a lot. It reminds me of this series called Sense 8, and Sense 8 was
Oh,
on
I saw that
Netflix.
one.
It reminds you of that. It's just more way more, lowered to a G or PG, rating. But there's element. I feel the same kind of vibe a little bit of Sense 8 in this one, a little bit. So I think they're doing a good job. I think they're handling it good. I just want to make sure that they, stay consistent. Stay consistent for me because I've seen a lot of series. We've seen this in other Marvel series. It's not consistent and it kind of drops off. But just need it to stay consistent. But you're right. If they do a lot more series, I could really see us really being attached to Kamala. I could really
Mhm.
see us, I like that. I like the thought of, especially with this actress who's going to clearly, it's going to, she's going to grow up. She likes this character a lot. She dressed up as her and some of those pics. So before she landed the role, I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for the series. I honestly, generally want this series to succeed. I want to go in not hating myself watching this series. So far, so good, Albert. And I think we're just gonna have to wait till next episode to see how far we're gonna take this. You know?
Hey, I think the most important like bit that we've seen so far in the series for like the greater MCU is when they said that the bangle isn't what's giving her the power. The power is coming from within her.
Within her, yeah,
So
yeah.
the bangle's like unlocking that power. So that was like immediately thinking had like because she's an inhuman in the comic books, I believe. But like they can change that and just maybe make it mutants because mutants are coming. How the heck are they going to introduce them? So I was immediately
Well, they kind of
thinking,
did with the Xavier.
but how are they going to introduce them in this universe?
We're still in multiverse mode.
That's true, but I don't know. So like I was just thinking, like, what does that mean? Is it like has there always been Inhumans and or mutants, and
I
the
I
Bangle just unlocked it?
I
I was
think
like,
they're banking on Secret Wars, man. I think Secret Wars is just gonna collab everything.
mm-hmm. But yeah,
Like
my big theory from episode one was that the Bengals kind of related to the Shang-Chi's rings because the big thing, the after credit scene in the rings, the big reveal was these rings aren't like made of any element known to this universe.
that's right.
So maybe that's also leading into multiverse, But
Oh, for sure, for sure. There's definitely a connection there, right? There has to be a
'cause
connection right
people
there.
immediately were thinking, oh, adamantium, maybe. Who knows?
Wolverine.
Exactly, because adamantium's never been mentioned in this universe. But
They have it now. They have this right, so they should introduce.
they
I
do
think there's
have it.
there's def, there's definitely a grand plan with all this, but so far, I like the little story that we're having right now. This is the little story I kind of wanted for
Mm-hmm.
Hawkeye, but it just never reached its
Mm-hmm.
potential. Or it just didn't. It fell flat for me. But Miss Marvel, she's not gonna be my favorite character, but I dig her. I like her. Like
She's not gonna be my favorite character either, but she doesn't have to be.
no, no. She just has to. I just have to really like her in these upcoming projects to really yeah, she just never was. I just don't see myself really loving this character, but I really enjoy the ride. I'm enjoying the ride seeing this character though, and yeah, I like it. I like it. So,
Another
all right,
interesting thing was
yeah.
real quick, just because I caught it, was the I forgot what they're called, the DLDC. I don't know those guys, right? That the guys from Spider-Man, the
No,
interrogator
yeah, yeah,
guy,
yeah,
the
yeah,
like
yeah. The
they're the
interview.
damage control people.
Yeah.
Um, so it was just like, oh, these bastards, because the bots that were chasing her looked like the Tony Stark bots, right?
Oh, I thought
And
they look like spider bots.
no, they look like the bots from Far From Home. Far From Home. You remember the big what
Oh,
Mysterio
you're
was
talking
using?
about Mysterio.
Yeah, and
Yes.
in No Way Home, in the beginning of No Way Home, like it's still they're talking about that, and you see that they go inside the Stark Industries and they're taking out like a bunch of stuff, right? That they seized that
Oh,
technology.
they got it.
These guys got those bots and they're using it for themselves now. I was like, God,
I don't find them a threat though.
I don't find them a threat
They're
either.
too weak. Yeah.
But also they're not bad because they're good guys.
They're damage
Uh,
control.
Yeah, they're damage control. They're just
Yeah.
so I don't know why they're chasing Kamala though. Do they think she's a villain? I don't know. But I just thought that was interesting.
They
It's
might be
like yeah.
recruiting her for bigger
So
things.
hey, yet again though, Tony Stark is the cause of a villain. It's technology. If they are the villains, I
If
don't
they
think they're
are
the
villains, I don't
villains.
think they're villains though. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Tony's legacy is going to be done like in phase 4. I think we're going to move away from a lot of that, especially after No Way Home. Because
Hmm.
that was more like Peter's villains, man. That was like
Yep.
other Peters. So I'm excited to see I'm excited to see the multiverse and all that stuff, but I'm interested, like you just pointed out, to see what's up with these the cosmic powers and stuff because this is clearly going to come into play and everything. I don't know if She-Hulk's going to address it, but we'll see. All right, man. Pretty late right now, so we're gonna be ending this cast. But we wanted to put our 2 cents out for the Obi-Wan episode and the Miss Marvel episodes that dropped. And
Thanks to those who commented. My
yeah,
boy Han.
Han, yes, Bruce Banner. A lot of people like Bruce Banner. As for the boys, I might do a live reaction next Friday. I don't know exactly what time because I work, So it'd probably be late at night on my side. But I'll do a live reaction and you'll see that up because I love this series. I'm like having such a blast with the boys. And don't get me wrong, Albert. I'm having a great time with Miss Marvel, and Obi-Wan's all right. But yeah, I'm just like this is like the boys have been. You gotta. I would try it again. Just try to watch 3 episodes. If you're not don't like the 3 episodes, I don't think it's for you.
Try it. I'm gonna try it. I want to try it again.
Try it. I really love the show because just how bonkers it is.
They have good
Uh,
action.
Great action. Great
Because the
action.
only clips I've ever seen was dark humor type of stuff and like humorous stuff, which I don't mind. But it's like I also want to see some action, you know.
You know
So
what? It has action, but it's realistic action. It's
all
like
right,
there's one point where they're kicking the shit out of a chick. Like girls do a they do a parody on the
I
girls.
saw that. I saw that,
So funny.
and
It's
I saw in
so
the comments everyone was saying that they were loving every second of that because I guess they don't like that character that was getting the shit beat out of her.
yeah, her name's Storefront. Yeah,
Hmm.
so the clips, there's a bigger context to it. And
All
it's
right,
a great payoff. It's a great payoff. It's
and
always great payoffs in the show.
I did end up watching that scene that you sent me of the airplane scene. Dude, I'm gonna say that shit was kind of tough to watch.
That made you
not
like go
not
like
cause
oh
not cause it was bad,
you're
and
like I gotta
I already know the type of guy that Homelander was, right?
did that
But
pique
just
your interest? B, don't lie to
just
me.
watching that, I was
Yeah.
like, damn, what a dick. And then it gave me false hope, when it was like, oh no, Maeve I was like, oh, she's gonna save the little girl. And spoilers for those watching, but he's all like, what? So she can say that we left all these other people here to die? I was like,
Hmm.
oh,
Bro,
I didn't
like
see. Or no, yeah, I saw the whole clip because it ended with them just watching the plane go down. But I was like, that's tough, and I doubt that that's the worst thing in the show. But
I was talking to Chase too, and I said
that was crazy.
this is probably like the greatest villain I've seen like in a lot of media in a long time.
Hey, but who would
He
win, him or
Omni
Omni
Man.
Man?
Oh, they just did the death
Oh
battle on
yeah,
that. Omni
because they're
Man.
pretty similar to
No,
me.
Omni
No,
Man
to
is
me,
a is
from not knowing
oh
shit about them.
yeah, dude. Omni Man will not even a contest. Like he will destroy Homelander.
Oh,
Homelander
okay,
is still
okay.
like Homelander is like was created by Vought, the company, and like let's say Superman was born to have his powers.
Uh
Omni
huh.
Man's like more like Superman, where he was born, and but I would even say Omni Man's stronger than Superman. Have you seen Invincible?
I saw the first episode. I mean, the first season. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. What'd you think about that?
I loved it. I can't wait for the next season.
Yeah, so Omni Man is like fucking. He will wreck anybody. The only
Yep.
one that could stop Omni Man is actually
Thrawn.
his son and
Oh,
Thrawn. Yeah,
oh yeah. All
yeah, 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 dude. Like these, the Venom, the Vitamite or whatever. Like that clan is just like even Sasuke and the Sharingan and all the Madara can't take him out, dude. Like
Oh yeah.
it's
No,
no,
I've
but
seen the and like not animated. It was just they brought the pages to life, kind of. I think it was Throg versus Beast Man or whatever the
oh
hell.
Beast, oh yeah, that guy's tight too,
Yeah, and
dude.
I
I
was
love
like, that was a
Invincible.
vicious fight.
After
So,
after after season 2 of Invincible, I'm gonna start picking up the comics, so I know like so I don't get spoiled, and I just pick up maybe like the first 2 like big volumes, and then I'll start reading it because Robert Kirkman. I love the Walking Dead comics. I actually go back and I read it most of the time, and I was telling Chase too like Negan was supposed to be like Homelander in The Boys. He was supposed to be that guy that everybody was talking about and a character that you could dissect and just like holy shit dude, this guy's the villain. Like Homelander, totally, like the actor who plays him is amazing. The way he just could showcase fear by just looking at you and yell, like kind of like having this tone towards you. Like dude, I love The Boys, man. But it's not just Homelander. Like one of my favorite characters is Carl Urban's Butcher, the Butcher.
that's the guy from Thor Ragnarok, right?
Yeah, yeah. Thor Ragnarok,
Mhm.
Dread. He's been in a lot. He's really well known. Star Trek, but he plays. He's so good because he's an asshole too. But he's so good. He has no human. He has no special powers. He's just going after these soups. So
Mhm.
It's good, man. Like I just try to watch 3 episodes, and I knew you would. I knew it'd pique your interest in that because that's the like that's probably one of many brutal scenes that is like, oh shit, like it's in your face. It's hard to watch,
Um, yep.
but it's like it's great. It's something you don't really see at
Another
all.
one I saw because it was recommended, and I just clicked it real quick because I was like,
Yeah,
"What?" Where Homelander makes someone jump off a bridge, pretty much. I was like,
that's
"Damn."
the latest series season.
Oh, that's the latest. All right. I
Yeah,
was like, "Damn."
just watch the damn series, dude.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll give it a try.
And then Hen, dude, Omni Man versus All Might. All Might has no chance, dude. Come on, stop it. All Might is done.
Yeah, All Might can't even fly.
Yeah, All Might's done, dude. Omni Man, fuck, dude. And that's kind of funny is that in the comics he is stronger than the TV series. Like
Mm.
that whole people he wrecks or the whole Justice League he wrecks. It wasn't even a fight in the comics. It was like total domination. So I'm looking forward to it. So you should check it out, and then you could jump on some cast with me because I really want to talk to boys. I think now that the Mayans is over, I'm going to be talking about the boys. I'm going to be talking about Invincible, of course, when it comes out. I'm going to be talking about, of course, Miss Marvel and maybe some more Star Wars projects. But I'm really going to be focusing on the boys, Invincible, because I love these 2 series, and Amazon is kicking ass with those series. It's crazy. Those are the 2 series that Amazon has going for them. That's why a lot of people are subscribed to their or at their Amazon Prime. And then, dude, word of Kit Harington Game of Thrones sequel. I might have to get back on
Interesting.
board, baby. I might
That's
have to get back on board.
it's interesting.
This is the only way you're going to redeem that shitty ass season 8. And so, whoever's listening, more Game of Thrones videos are coming, or Game of Thrones videos are coming because I never truly vented and made a big video on this channel because I went on hiatus.
I was just venting about this to someone the other day too.
Yeah. So yeah, the boys. There's gonna be so many videos of the boys because I really like this, and they'll probably do. I'll probably do some live reactions too. So we'll see. All right, man. We're gonna call it a night, and we're gonna come back to this maybe next week. And yeah, man, we're just gonna keep on rolling with a lot of videos and all that stuff, and we're gonna keep watching Miss Marvel, and I hope you guys do too. So, and then we'll talk about that season finale of Star Wars Obi-Wan. So. Thank you guys. Thank you, Albert, for joining me.
Of
I'm Dan
course.
Domenic.